Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, KT Flash 96 here. I just got done streaming a little bit. Well, technically I'm still streaming. This will be uploaded from my Twitch.tv, but I played some StarCraft before and felt like why as well. I have a lot of energy. I'm going to finish up the cast for Group A. I know I'm going to be uploading, I think, Group A, B, C, and D all at once. But I did Group A and B a few days beforehand, and tonight, I have a few beers in me, so why not as well have some fun casting. And there's FlaSh! His first offline tournament. This is going to be epic. I'm so excited. Obviously, you guys know my name is KT Flash 96 or FlaSh for the win on TeamLiquid.net. And obviously, I'm the biggest FlaSh fan out there. So this is going to be really exciting, really hyped up. I'm so excited to see FlaSh play. Spoiler, I actually have seen the game. I know the result of the game. Because I felt bored and just wanted to watch it, but I didn't have the energy to actually commentate. Because commentating does take a little bit of energy, so... Anyways, we're going to jump right into this game. Purple Zerg is going to be ZerO spawning down here at the bottom right-hand position, and that means at the top left-hand position is going to be FlaSh as the blue Terran. This map is going to be Overwatch. It's a new map, a brand new map. It's fairly standard, I would say. It reminds me of a combination between Sniper Rage and Fighting Spirit. So it has a Fighting Spirit main and natural layout, and the third base kind of layout, where it has like a little bridge outside of your natural, and then you have another direction to go to your third base. But the third bases are all mineral-only bases. And then it reminds me of Sniper Rage because if you remember, Sniper Rage had that weird third where the ramp was kind of like pointing towards the middle of the map, and then they had like another opening towards the middle, so it was like that kind of third. If you guys know that third of Sniper Ridge with the gas, that's the gas bases on this map, and so that's why I said it looks like a combination between the two. And FlaSh is gonna be going for the 14cc. Oh, good game, go FlaSh! Hell yeah, man, I love this guy. Everyone excited for the return of FlaSh, but ZerO opening up with a 12 hatchery build order. FlaSh gonna be the greedy FlaSh, you know. In its first tournament back, its first real offline tournament back, hey, you gotta go with their trademark, the 14cc FlaSh's trademark build order, and yeah, absolutely crucial. And oh, ZerO is gonna go for 3 hatchery before pool. ZerO called it. He called FlaSh's cheese. His econ cheese is a very crucial to note that it's an econ cheese. There are 2 types of cheeses. At least I like to say that there's 2 types of cheeses. One cheese is the I'm going to kill you with the 2 racks or 2 gate or like a 4 pool kind of cheese. And the second cheese is, hey, I'm going to get you with a 14cc at 12 next or a 3 hash before pool. Or even for some Zergs, a 4 hash before pool. So FlaSh is just going to be going up against this drone and microing away to see if it can get this drone out of here. Oh. We're gonna see if FlaSh is able to get it. Oh, moving shot with the SCV! Oh my god. Almost killing off the drone. Would be actually pretty bad for ZerO to lose that early drone. It's really good for scouting right now. He just wants to see where FlaSh's SCVs are going so he can adequately prepare for it. But in the meantime, FlaSh canceled his Marine producing to let in his SCV. But I'm sure that Marine will be building soon enough. Meanwhile, ZerO does have his gas going and his pool. I'm going to expect layer before speed is the norm with the 3 hash before pool. You want to get that tech up ASAP. And with a 3 hash before pool, knowingly, you don't have to go into mutas. Mutas are generally a way to catch up in the game going off of a 12 hatchery build. And your Terran opponent goes 1 racks CC. Or opening up with an overpool. And so mutas are actually a way of catching up. And Zerg uses them to kind of stall out the game and let them catch up economically by getting a 3rd base. And FlaSh opting for a very early factory. So another standard when I watched this game at first, another thing that popped into my head was a lot of people also use a 3 hatch, and I know Jadong uses this a lot, a 3 hatch before pool and going to faster mutas. And so what you do is you realize that your build order timing with your eBay and stuff and your turrets aren't going to be as fast as usual. And so what you do is you actually opt for a faster Valkyrie. You opt for mobile missile turrets with your Valkyries. And so that's usually what this factory play into an armory, which is what I expect will happen. Because FlaSh isn't going mech. Because he's got the academy going. You don't see mech and you don't see academy. And now ZerO is going to go over Hydralisk then, which means FlaSh's Valk build, we're going to see if he's going to scan it, if he's going to manage to say, hey, I know you're going for a Lurker build and not a Muta build. is he going to produce those extra Valks? And are they going to be completely useless? Because that's the bottom line here. And if FlaSh knows it, see, there's a starport going down. And FlaSh could also opt for fast science facility and go for a very, very fast vessel build with a radiate. But you see, notice how the starport's going up. It's gonna have control tower. It's gonna finish. Control tower is gonna finish right as the armory is gonna finish, and he's gonna go for Valks. But he's gonna scan, and he's gonna probably see that there's gonna be lurkers building and not mutalisks, and now he's not gonna build Valkyries. He might just go to a very early dropship, a very early science vessel, and that's what the pros do. The pros are really good at this, is that they'll scan and they'll see, oh wait, Valks are gonna be useless, I can adjust my build order. And all the best build orders in the world are gonna be really, really good ones that can be very flexible. You don't want a build order that's not flexible. And you see, look, he probably scouted it, I'm assuming. He's going for Wraith. He's not going for Valkyrie, he's going to go for Wraith. He realizes that because without any Mutalisk in the air, and because the Hydralisk will be turned into Lurkers, there's no anti-air for Zerg. And what does that mean? He can go for, in StarCraft 2, I know they call it, what, the Pult Viking, where he builds like 1 or 2 Vikings and just runs around the map killing off Overlords. And in this game, it's going to be a Wraith. Then the Wraith can go around, get his scout information. It's going to be like that one lone Corsair that I know Protosters like to build sometimes when they go for the Bisu build. Or sorry, not the Bisu build. But like, they get a Stargate and they build one Corsair. And the Corsair is only used for scouting, and whenever the Corsair dies, they make a new one. But it's only used for scouting. But look, he's going to be killing off the Overlord. He doesn't want the Overlord getting any scout information. And see, this one Wraith is going to be very, very good for denial. And FlaSh, seeing that there's a big lurker build coming out, is building 2 bunkers at the front. And see, this is the beauty of this one Wraith, is it's gonna see the lurkers, and FlaSh, seeing the lurkers, are now gonna move his Marine Medic Force down here to the lurkers, and we're gonna see how good his micro is gonna be. Gonna try to pick up a lurker. Oh, 11 HP, only 3 more hits on it. Oh, is he gonna pick up the lurker? FlaSh, big miss micro there. The speedlings are gonna come in and clean up the Marines. Really bad for FlaSh, and here come 4 lurkers and a lot of lings, but there's 2 bunkers out here. FlaSh gonna be able to pull these away, and so he's gonna be able to stall out this game a little bit. And now FlaSh, because of 3 hash before pool, beats a 14cc build in terms of economy. FlaSh is the one now needing to stall out the game. Meanwhile, ZerO grabbing his 4th hatchery up here at his 3rd base, gonna grab that 3rd gas, and FlaSh meanwhile has Vulture speed upgrade. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna be able to put a little pressure on ZerO, make him force a little bit of Sunkens out. He's gonna be able to pick off lings like this, and as long as FlaSh's micro is good enough, these 3 vultures will pick off infinite amount of lings. And a little bit of a miss micro. ZerO trying to come in from behind with a little bit of a surround, but no big deal because 3 vultures against 3 lings. Oh, FlaSh gonna lose 2 of those vultures, not what he wanted. And there's 7 lurkers out here at the front, and that's not good for FlaSh. FlaSh is gonna need to go into vessels. He's gonna need to get a lot of medic right now. He's gonna need to go for a big surround. Meanwhile, ZerO's teching up already to Hive, and you're gonna see that this is the power of the 3 hatchery before pool build, is that you're so far ahead economically that like this game is so easy for Zerg, you know, because you already have all that drone protection. And that's the beauty of a 3 hash before pool, is that early on, the Zerg is really going for, FlaSh trying to poke out here with the Marines, but a Zerg is trying to balance out army and drones. With 3 hash before pool, you don't have to worry about that because you're already done with all your droning up at the very beginning of the game. And so then you can only focus on army. You don't have to build any more drones. You just focus on your Hydralisk, your Lings, and your tech upgrades. And so that's exactly what ZerO's doing. He's getting Spire now. He's got his Hive done. And Hive is done now, so he's going to go to very fast defilers. This is going to be some of the fastest defilers you're going to see because, again, of the 3 hash before pool. Here, Vulture's going to try to pick off Hydralisk. Cute little micro there, turning the Hydra into a lurker, picking up 1 Vulture. But FlaSh is going to come up here and going to try to deny this 3rd base. And if he's able to deny his 3rd base, he's going to have a very good chance of getting back in this game. As long as he's going to deny mining here and deny, crucially, that 3rd gas. He's got a little bit of a contingency here with his 5 lurkers running up here. It's going to be very dangerous for FlaSh. If he loses his force, this actually could be even more detrimental. But here come the lurkers. We're going to see if the spider mine's going to hit. There's 1. Oh, more. Oh, he's going to be able to pick off 1 lurker. He's going to be able to pick up the 2nd one. Meanwhile, some lurkers pull back here. And FlaSh is going to be able to pick up that 1 lone lurker there. So good. 2 lurkers for nothing. And FlaSh is going to need to pull back. Oh, here comes the micro. Nice split from FlaSh, only losing 2 Marines and forcing the lurkers to back off, but ZerO has secured this base. Oh man, we got both the lurkers and only losing a few of the Marines. Fantastic micro by FlaSh. He's gonna be able to kind of pull himself in this game. And again, look, that starport he used turned into a dropship, and we're gonna see FlaSh here shuttling in some Marines, and we're gonna see if he's gonna pick up that Spire, that Defiler Mound. If he can pick up that Defiler Mound, it's gonna be huge. That's a fire round right now. Research Consume one of the most broken upgrades in StarCraft Brood War. And here comes the stim. Is he going to pick up this Defiler Mount? ZerO pulling away his drones, but more importantly, he needs to watch out for this Defiler Mount. It's going down, halfway down. But nope, the Lings I think are going to get there in time. It's 74 HP. ZerO's going to save his Defiler Mount. Excellent pullback from ZerO for those Lings. But meanwhile, FlaSh is putting up a little bit of a grip on this third base. And now FlaSh getting 2 more factories. And this is the factory tech switch, the mech switch that we all know and love. This is actually new meta. A lot of people don't know this. For those of you who aren't really familiar with the current era of Brood War, the post-Kespa era of TVZ matchup, Terrans now like to go for this nice little mech switch. And what this mech switch does is that you get map control with your Medic Marine Force, which is exactly what FlaSh has done. FlaSh has been one of the best players of this. If you've watched any of his VODs, he is so fantastic with this. Oh, and the tank running into vultures. Oh, the Scourge picking up the sides vessel! And this is another thing that I dislike about FlaSh. Oh, losing his tank as well. That's awful for FlaSh. And there's another thing that was well about FlaSh is that I don't like is that FlaSh's sides vessel control has not been the greatest. Watching a little bit of his TVZs and watching most Terrans in general, it's not been the greatest. And FlaSh right now does have map control, but it's not as good as he likes. There are lurkers around the map everywhere that, you know, ZerO can't really, FlaSh can't really get a firm grasp. And FlaSh, he's going to try for another re-stim. They snipe at the Defiler Mount. Here it comes. Got 2 medics in this group this time. Going to be able to deal a little more damage. And here it comes. The Marines are going to stim in. FlaSh got to see this. There's the stim in. And Ling's already in position, but FlaSh is going to be able to snipe the Defiler Mount. He is going to snipe the Defiler Mount. Doesn't kill off a single Ling, unfortunately. But, hey, the Defiler Mount. I think Consume was done upgrading, though. I'm not sure. But FlaSh, watch this game carefully. If you're a Terran and wanting to learn TVZ, this is going to be a match you want to watch. And this is very, very systematic way of winning a TVZ. You want to grab this map control that FlaSh has done, putting spider mines all over the map, getting map control with vultures. And vultures, again, are the most annoying map control based unit. They just put spider mines everywhere, and they just harass you over there, force your units to pull back to defend everywhere. And it's fantastic. FlaSh, meanwhile, taking his third base at the 9 o'clock position. That third gas is very important. With that third gas, he's able to start building tanks. He doesn't have to only build vultures. With 2 bases, you kind of only can build vultures. With 3 gas, you can build tanks and vultures while upgrading to vessels as well. So this is what is very important with that third base, and FlaSh is going to be able to grab that third base with map control again. And this is the beauty of this mech switch. You grab map control and you take a third base behind it. You take a fourth base behind it. That's exactly what FlaSh is doing. He's got a few medic marine down there at the bottom left-hand position at that main base. FlaSh is going to get a command center there. If ZerO tries to put in just a few Lings over there, it's not going to work. FlaSh has some defenses there already set up. Defiler here. ZerO's going to try to hold that map control up at the top left base, because that's where most of the fighting has been going on. But again, look at FlaSh's. Look at the minimap. Look at all that blue in the center, and look at ZerO. And this is just the beauty of TVZ in the mech switch, is that Terran just forces Zerg back, forces him to turtle up on those 2 bases, and it's really, really powerful how it's done. And, lurker eggs. Almost popped right as the mines went off, but unfortunately no dice. But if you notice, you see that there's a lot of map control for FlaSh, and with this he's able to expand safely behind it. And that's the most crucial part about this, is that you need to expand. You absolutely have to expand behind this, because if you don't, you're going to fall behind and you're not going to be able to get that gas needed to build up a big tank force. And that's the crucial turning point of this matchup, is if tanks are able to get up to critical mass. And that's exactly what FlaSh is doing. See, look, he's grabbing 3 more machine shops. He's banked gas from producing only vultures, and that's exactly what FlaSh is going to do now with that gas. And this is kind of like what ZerG does, that they only produce Ling Defiler for a period of time, bank that gas from those Lings, bank it hard for Ultras to pop out, and once Ultras pop out, that's exactly, and I think that's what ZerO's doing right now. He's just pumping pure Ling right now, going to try to use those Lings to kill off all the mines around the map, regain some map control, and then push with Ultras. And that's exactly what ZerG needs to do in this matchup as well. They need to find the chinks in the armor with those Lings, and then the Ultras come in and break it. Put up an absolute brilliant break. Meanwhile, FlaSh, again, look, he's building more factories here at this bottom base, and he's going to grab his 5th gas now. And with this, FlaSh is going to be in a very comfortable position, and generally when Terrans get into this comfortable of a position, Terrans generally cannot lose the game at this point. It's very difficult for ZerO to come back. ZerO's double expanding now to the mineral onlys. This is very good. ZerO needs to expand aggressively. He needs to grab that 5th gas there at the 3 o'clock position, and if anything, I would say he needs to try to take that 12 o'clock expansion because it's so important to grab that more gas. Overlord drop here, does have speed, does have drop upgrade, but unfortunately FlaSh is able to ward it off, and FlaSh has got those factories now pumping tanks. I'm assuming he's going to mass up those tanks first before pushing out with them, because if he pushes out too early with them, he's not going to have enough tanks to deal with the mass ling. If he has enough tanks, mass ling doesn't do anything. When tanks get the critical mass, just like carriers, almost nothing can break through it unless you have the hard counter, which is stasis fields, drops on top of them, air, you know, stuff like that. But FlaSh does have his 4th gas up. He's not going to take the refinery yet, the 5th base. He doesn't need it quite yet. He needs to let his tank numbers grow before he starts really banging out all of those tanks and factories. But right now we're going to enter a lull into the game. This is kind of where the two sides kind of just stand off, with both sides kind of building up. Again, ZerO is now triple expanded to that gas at the 3rd base, at the 3 o'clock position. And that's exactly, again, what he needs to do. He needs to make sure that he stays ahead on bases and that he's able to trade really effectively with those Zerglings. Zerglings are going to be the crucial key of this matchup, to be able to trade efficiently with those tanks, because tanks cost gas, Lings don't. But FlaSh is going to be able to deny this base here at the 3 o'clock position, and this is crucial. ZerO actually needed this gas, and meanwhile the Lings again trying to push through this map, and yep, here it is. Now the tanks are beginning to reach critical mass. FlaSh is now allowed to push out, and is he going to grab this hack tree? Or is he just going to kill off the Lings? No, he's not going to grab this hack tree, but meanwhile, FlaSh has got reinforcement vultures that will be able to pick off this hack tree. And this is actually very good for FlaSh. He's denying this hack tree, managed to pick off a lot of Lings in exchange for just a couple vultures. And again, vultures are essentially free. Once he's put down those mines in around the middle of the map, these vultures are just mainly there to trade with Lings and to grab map control. To poke at bases. And that's exactly what they've done. FlaSh has always used these vultures to put down a lot of mines, and he's done that, exactly done that. ZerO now grabbed those 2 mineral onlys, and unfortunately, while I say that the mineral onlys are good for Zerg as well, they're not as good for compared to a Protoss and Terran. Zerg can only make Zerglings off of these, and in the long run, vultures will beat Zerglings, and mines will beat Zerglings. If FlaSh's tank count is beginning to grow, and this is going to be very scary for ZerO. He's got about a control group of tanks now out on the middle of the map. Once it gets to about 2 or 3 control groups, it's game over for Zerg. Unless Zerg can really get good swarms off, get ultras right up against the tanks, and cause tanks to do a lot of splash damage. Ooh, what's going on here? Where did my cursor go? Oh, okay, we're good. And yeah, as you can see, right now the ultras are trying to do something to these tanks, but they can't, because look, the tanks aren't too big of a number. The ultras are taking a lot of splash damage from underneath that dark swarm, and swarms are going off on top of the tanks. Ooh, wait, why did my thing freeze? Hold on. What is going on here? Uh-oh. Hold on, technical difficulties, boys. Hold on, let me see where we were. A little further. We might jump ahead. Alright, this is roughly about the point. So FlaSh is able to clean up that at the bottom location, I think. But ZerO, realizing the bulk of the tank force is now at the bottom of the map, he's going to move up here to this top points. But Spider-Mine is going to be able to clean up this very, very well, actually. Oh, beautiful Spider-Mine killing off 2 Ultralisks. ZerO, meanwhile, has a lot of drop upgrade, which means that with this force of tanks, when they siege up, ZerO's actually going to drop on top of them with a lot of Lings. And just, oh my god, an Ultralisk drop. Oh, big play on all of the tanks. Fantastic plague by ZerO, utilizing drops to his fullest advantage. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. He's able to even be more mobile with his army and able to drop on top of his tanks. When tanks are sieged up and Link just run at them, it doesn't work. But with drop now, and there's no anti-air for FlaSh, this is when it gets kind of scary. Now, a lot of people are always asking, oh, and this is going to be a FlaSh has so many tanks out right now. He's going to be able to create this Maginot line of tanks. and he's going to be able to pick off these ultras that come in. Dark Swarm against this many tanks doesn't really do that much because the splash damage is too much. But ZerO actually going to come in here with the flank from the top with Lings, and he's actually going to be able to clean up this army. There's a lot of tanks going down for a lot of Lings. He did manage to lose a few ultras though, so this trade was, I want to say, in ZerO's favor still though. But he's able to grab a lot of map control back actually with this force. FlaSh meanwhile is macroing up more tanks, but again it's not as big as his original force. FlaSh has to remacro these tanks and not get too hasty with this push, and this is exactly what he might do. FlaSh is a little bit of a marine medic left. Lurker is going to be easily able to pick it off though. Meanwhile, Vulture's going to pick off that Defiler, and FlaSh has remacroed his tanks again. FlaSh's macro has been is probably one of the best macros in the entire game of StarCraft. ZerO actually did end up losing that mineral only there at the inside 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock expansion. Meanwhile, ZerO trying to do some little bit of a cheeky play here at this natural base with some links and harass. But FlaSh, wow, look at this macro just already reestablishing this. But this time, look at the mini map. He's just got ton of mines flanking from both the top and the bottom, so there's no chance that ZerO is able to get there. Wow, beautiful cheeky play right now from FlaSh. If you notice this, ZerO has to manually target those SCVs in order to get past because SCVs don't do damage to the ultras, meanwhile the tanks behind. So the ultras and Lings are doing is that they're actually aggroed onto the tanks, but because there's an SCV block, they can't. And look, Lings are just gonna run into a ton of tanks, and again, this doesn't do anything. Look how many tanks FlaSh has. Again, it's not going to do anything. Ultras drop from behind, but these tanks are a little bit cut out of position. Wow, I didn't realize how many Lings that ZerO had actually. He's going to pick up this massive tank force. He's actually going to deny mining here for a little bit. FlaSh is going to need to divert some reinforcements over here. Crack upgrade is done, and ZerO is actually going to be able to take out these bases. ZerO, meanwhile, also taking the 6 o'clock expansion. FlaSh is going to need to take that out, which is a few tanks over there. But ZerO, I think he needs to focus down his factories. He needs to focus down his factories, deny production, because with production of those tanks, FlaSh is going to be able to easily remacro up this army. But FlaSh is got to that 3 o'clock expansion, took it out, and now he's going to be able to remacro his tanks. Again, look good. Very nicely done. Tanks attacking this hatchery and, ooh, killing off a lot of drones as well. It's going to be very good for FlaSh. ZerO's going to need to divert some larvae into drone production instead. But FlaSh is going to need to target down that hatchery, or else he's not going to be able to get it down with this force. Meanwhile, FlaSh is going to be finally able to clean up these forces. Managed to pick up the hatchery, very crucial, keeping ZerO on 4 gas. 4 gas is barely enough to afford Ultra Defiler. And so, this is very good for FlaSh. He was denied a little bit of mining at that bottom left-hand expansion. So unfortunately, he did lose some there, but he's able to deny. Crucially is that Terrans are able to lift up their command centers and keep them, so you don't have to reproduce them and waste the time. While ZerO, unfortunately, on the other hand, has to remake those hatcheries. And while hatcheries don't take that long to make, it's still Terran can just remacro SCVs rather than having to remacro a whole a town hall production building. But ZerO is actually taking back map control in this game with those great attacks into FlaSh's territory, and FlaSh now is on the defensive. ZerO's got the map control, and this is exactly, again, where the tipping point of this matchup happens, is that, ooh, ZerO with some more ultras harass maybe, or these just going to be, oh, they're going to be lurkers. Okay, FlaSh is going to need to scan this out. There's a scan, going to be able to pick off all these lurkers, and managed to pick off a few of these SCVs, so not bad from ZerO. But did lose 4 lurkers for this, but he didn't really need them anymore. The Zerglings and Ultras are doing their job already. But here comes more drops from ZerO. We're going to see how good these drops are. They can drop right on top of these tanks. Ooh, this is going to be great, actually. These drops are going to be very effective, and once these drops happen, he's going to push in with his Ling Ultra. Ooh, dropping Ultralets. I'm not sure about this. Ooh, getting good swarms off on all these tanks, but I feel like there might be too many tanks, and ZerO not enough units here. Yeah, ZerO not enough units. He used to have a lot of Lings on his previous attacks. His macro maybe just not keeping up, and this is going to be very bad for ZerO, managing to lose a very large contingency and only picking up a few tanks. Now FlaSh is going to be able to re-grab that map control. There's no Defiler with this army, so FlaSh's tanks are going to be very effective, even more so without any Swarm on top of these, and the Lings are just melting to these plus 3/3 tanks, and I think they one-shot Lings without even siege mode, and this is going to be very, very unfortunate for ZerO with this 3/3 army, and this is the scariest Terran force right now in the game, is when you have 3/3 tanks, and your opponent just sacked a ton of units for you for no reason, and this tank force is going to be literally unstoppable unless ZerO somehow makes a big mutatech switch, in which case FlaSh just macros up a few Valkyries, and he's able to deal with them very effectively. But FlaSh with these tanks is going to be able to deny a lot. And these mines... Ooh, the Ultra managed to pick up the mine before it went off. ZerO trying to make a counterattack here at the actual base, knowing that FlaSh is the bulk of the tank FlaSh, the tank force is over here. Ooh, nice micro with that Overlord, picking up the Ultras before the mine hit. But unfortunately, we're going to see how good FlaSh's hold is. Again, not that many units from ZerO. I would expect off of 5 bases with a lot of hatcheries that his macro would be okay. And he definitely does have a few macro hatcheries. Unfortunately, I'm wrong here. FlaSh, meanwhile, has this inside mineral base. Another drop here from ZerO, but FlaSh sees it. Very nice map awareness by FlaSh. He's going to be able to clean these two Ultras easily. Actually, these SCVs are in the way of the tanks. But they'll finally be able to get done. Meanwhile, FlaSh's econ has not been disrupted that much now in the past few minutes. Meanwhile, ZerO is actually mined out from his natural and main base. A queen is out, actually. We're going to see a spawn brutalingsbecome a thing. And ZerO was the guy who popularized the spawn brutaling with him and Sulky on Woongjin Stars back in the day against Fantasy when mech was a thing. I would say in early 2011, late 2010, when mech builds were the most popular rather than bio builds. But yeah, FlaSh is on 4 base economy, ZerO's on 3 base economy. So actually FlaSh, and this is again not where Zergs want to be. They're on 2 gases right now. The Ultra Ling is not going to be able to be produced as effectively, and FlaSh's tank force is starting to dwindle down. Unfortunately, ZerO's force is also not looking very good. So FlaSh, again, still has the advantage here. He still has the advantage because right now he has the bigger economy, and he's able to trade off and more tanks reinforcing. Again, all these Ultras. Look at the gas sink in these Ultras. Just think about it this way, right? Gas sink in Ultras is 300. If he can't pick off 3 tanks with 1 Ultralisk, he doesn't get the job done. And he doesn't even have 3/3 upgrades on these Ultras, and that's another big thing right now. Nice Spider-Man drag, but again, he doesn't have that many units out. The Swarms are okay, and the Swarms have been pretty good for ZerO, but unfortunately FlaSh has been able to deny these expansions, and again, mines are picking off these Ultras. Now, that's even worse for ZerO, is when you lose Ultras to Spider-Mines and Vultures, because you don't lose a single gas in them. You know, a ton of Lings just getting killed by mines. Vultures are just broken units, honestly. Just think about 75 minerals for a mine that just does a shit ton of damage. Like, come on, man. That's why we call Vultures free units, by the way, as a Terran player. But here come the Lings. We're gonna see if it goes off on the Ultra. It does go off on the Ultra. Another one. Ooh. Again, see, Ultras for Vultures and Spider-Mines, not a good trade for ZerO. FlaSh will probably expand down to the inside 8 o'clock expansion mineral only soon, and I would say he's probably going to expand to the 12 and 6 o'clock, and I think once he expands there and he's able to secure it, that's going to be game. ZerO now is trying desperately to remacro up an army, trying desperately to remake drones and grab an expansion, but unfortunately FlaSh is just everywhere. Again, this is where map control comes into play. FlaSh is able to grab map control, ZerO is the one on the defensive, which means he has to rally between his bases, whereas FlaSh is the one attacking the bases. And there's a GG. ZerO realizes his army is too small. FlaSh, in his first offline game, offline tournament in the ASL 2016 Group C, is going to pick a game off of ZerO. Fantastic game by FlaSh. Well done to FlaSh in a fantastic TVZ. Again, if you are a Terran player or a Zerg player for that matter, watch this game. This is exactly how you're supposed to play TVZ. And yeah, anyways, we're going to go on to the next game in Group D. I think it's going to be a TVT between Last and Mong. We're going to see if I can fast forward to that game right now.